Okay, 1932, good luck. That should be green, just gone green there. 12,000, nearly 13,000 games of Rapid, very good. I've done just over 300 now. 303. Okay, what do we want to do? Let's go G6. Okay, let's just develop. Do I take a risk and try and bring the bishop up? Okay, well I can't there now. Let's play C5 then. Okay, let's take and develop. I can either do this or I can do an E6 and try and develop a knight straight away. I've also got knight up here to come to F5. Yeah, I'm going to do that, see if he gives up the bishop. Okay, he doesn't. So if I go here now, it'd probably be a blunder. I'm going to play knight across. See if we encourage a move like G4, then we can just come back if we need to. I don't think he'll take this though. But I do have a potential option for E6, so the knight has an escape square. Let's just see how my opponent plays this. Obviously, I want to stop white from playing E6 as well, but right now it doesn't really seem like a move. Okay, he's trying to come up with a plan here, of course. I'm not sure what the candidate moves are for white, because I'm just trying to get castled, then worry about what to do. Yeah, he has played down, so he's guarding this pawn. Now, if I castle now, is that a problem with G4? Knight down. I guess if you go G5, I simply go back, right? So I'm going to castle break this pin. Pre-move in case takes, but I don't think he will take. The knight could be vulnerable here though, so obviously G4, I've got two squares here, feels like it's likely to just get trapped. So if I come back here, if G5, I can just go straight back to F5. I hope. Yeah, so knight's come up. I assume I should attack the bishop here, but I do have queen up as well. I've also got E6, but then it's kind of restricting my bishop, but it gives the knight a very nice square. And guards my pawn. So I'm leaning towards E6 here. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Knight's got a bailout square now in a more natural position instead of coming back here. I guess I could still go there, but we've solidified the structure a bit. So now pawn up and queen up. Just it restricts my ability to develop my bishop, so it could prove to be a slight mistake, but let's just see. I guess queen up could be a potential at some point, but worry about that a bit further down the line. Oh, he has indeed gone for the G4. Okay. Now, if I go here, probably a little bit risky. I don't need to now that I've given myself a square here. Bishop down, queen up. It all feels basically okay. Yeah, I don't want to burn all the clocks, so I'll just move the queen, I would imagine. I'd expect bishop down. And maybe just a move like queen up. Oh, the knight's played across, so he may be looking to actually really launch one. Okay. I'm going to come up now then and just threaten this pawn. Could play bishop up, I guess. And then maybe pawn up. But I think he's looking to actually launch everything forward here, so this could get interesting. f6 might become a move. Yeah, he's played bishop there, so has he blundered a pawn? Why can't I just take a pawn here? Takes with check. I think he has. Am I missing something? Possibly. I think he's blundered a pawn, so I'm going to take it. Then probably just come straight back again. When I come back now though, of course, my bishop will be attacking the pawn as well because the front pawn is gone. Very, very easy to miss a move like that though. Very, very easily done. If he takes, I take with check and then I can collect as well potentially. Okay, the queen's come up. So now my knight is actually under attack, so I assume I just want to drop back. I don't think there's anywhere else to go, so I'm going to come back. If bishop down, I can take with a check and then force the queens off. And that would be another pawn. So I don't think you can play bishop down this move. If takes, I'll go with the knight to keep the pressure on. So it feels like I've done well out of this opening, but long way to go. You only have a one move off disaster. So he has indeed chosen to launch one now. So what happens if I just simply take here? If you take the knight, I take the bishop with check and win the game. So take here. If you take, I take with check. We trade the queens and it's another pawn, right? So I think it's just a free pawn, so I'm going to take it. So that's 2 pawns up. I think he's just made them few little mistakes and it should be enough to settle the game, but amateur games are never really over till they're actually over. So it just needs one simple move that I missed somewhere and you blunder the queen or something and it just completely turns. It happens at amateur level. But obviously I'm threatening just to take the bishop with check and win the queen as well. If he takes, I'll take with a queen and force the queen off, and then I'm just 2 pawns up. He does. So the queen's going to come off as well. So now this kingside attack is less dangerous without the queen on the board. So we hit the bishop as well. But it's still just 2 pawns. You never know, it could completely turn. Now I assume I want the bishop into play here. I don't see anything better, so I'm going to devote the bishop. Try not to get my knight trapped again. A simple thing like getting a piece trapped, and that turns the game around. Knight back or bishop up, but bishop up here, then the knight loses the square. And suddenly the knight could get trapped. So rook across is a candidate move. Knight back to jump around is a candidate move. Yeah, so he's trying to threaten to grab a pawn and hit my knight, so I'm just going to get the knight out of danger. So now knight across the move, rook across is a move. Oh, I'm well up on the clock this game actually. I've played this one at a decent pace. Right, so he's come forward, so if I push here, you're probably going to have to go here. So what if I just march on? Here you're going to have to push, I would think. Right now, takes. It feels like I'm alright, so knight up might be a move to try and drive the bishop back. I don't see any great moves right now. f5 could be a move, but it weakens this. f5, takes. It solidifies this attack, doesn't it? But it just weakens this pawn for later in the game. Knight up, I guess you can simply drop back, and I don't think I've got a further move with the knight. I don't really like the idea of pushing here. So I'm just going to activate the rook for now. Then I've got the potential to give up an exchange if I need to at some point, if an attack's starting to really build. So here, if I take, you take, knight takes, bishop takes, Takes, rook takes. It opens up, but a lot of material comes up, so he has gone for it. Can I ignore and push? No, because I think you just simply push forward, so I don't think I can do that. I have got knight across, though. If you take, I can take back. Then I hit the pawn, I hit the bishop here. So knight across is my main candidate move here. If I take... I mean, the king's becoming more open, but I think I should go across and hit the 2. Let's just see. Obviously, if you take, you hit my bishop as well, so I'd just take the pawn back, I would imagine. My rook's well guarded. It is kind of inviting a little bit of trouble with the knight here, though. If the bishop goes back, am I then able to take? Take. Knight takes, bishop takes, knight takes. So I might give up the exchange first. We'll have to just sit and work it out, but we're up on the clock, so we've got time to use, so we need to try and use it at some point. I'll get the cursor off the board there, so there's no accidental slips. Oh, the bishop's gone back that way. That I didn't expect. So that's just another pawn, right? Threaten a fork as well. If you take either way, I'm well covered to take back. So I think I simply take another pawn here. Take. My rook's well guarded. Take. Yeah, I think it's just a pawn. I'm threatening to attack both rooks. Threatening to take this pawn as well and just keep a nice pawn structure. Probably this pawn, not the e pawn, to weaken this one. But there is an immediate threat there. Oh, he's taken. So I assume I'll just take back. And now I'm still threatening to jump in, attack the 2 rooks again. The knight's got a number of squares to go to, so shouldn't be trapped, but it's always possible I could do that. So, what about knight up here, trying to get one of the pieces off the board? It would solidify my knight as well. There's a little bit of risk there, but we go here, we attack the pawn and knight. Seems sensible to me. No, I don't have bishop up right now, let's forget that one. So I think knight up is my move here. I've pre-moved to take back with a G pawn. It does allow the outside H pawn, but I think I've got enough here to stop it. Again, cursor off the board so there's no accidental slips. Okay. So maybe a move like king across onto the dark square and shuffle the rook across. The rook potentially could come forward, but I don't see any further improvement squares after that. I can try and launch these pawns, I guess. The bishop's not doing a lot right now, but a very useful defensive piece. Oh, he's gone for a sack. Okay, well surely I just take. That's just a piece, right? I mean, I could take the knight first. Gain a knight, lose a knight, check, and collect the bishop. So gain a knight, lose a rook, gain a bishop. That must be winning, I think. Take here. Yeah, I'm going to do it and then just take the bishop. Bishop will then go where the pawn is, and I should be cleanly winning there. Doesn't mean I can't mess it up and go wrong, of course, but it should be winning. Okay, now bishop to go here and solidify the structure. Oh, I could go here, I guess, but this feels natural. Oh, he's just blundered that exchange straight away. So hit the 2 rooks. Guard the pawn as a bonus, so that's actually a very good win. I felt like I played pretty well there.